Hallo Leute, also tut mir leid, dass ich dieses Video jetzt so spät mache, aber ich hatte keine Zeit. Heute lernen wir Dativ, ja, also wir lernen Dativ. Wir haben gestern Dativ gesehen, aber wir werden heute Dativ weiter besprechen, ja. Also ganz kurz, was wir gestern gesehen haben, das war die Personalpronomen. Ganz kurz, wir gucken erstmal unser Tag an. Also, das Ziel von heute, also was wir später besprechen werden, also das ist unser Vokabel, ja. Ich kann meine Kleidung besprechen, ja. So, this is our vocab, right? Aber heute werden wir darauf nicht konzentrieren. Wir werden, sondern hier, also die Articles, Possessive Adjectives in Dative and the Dative Case for Indirect Objects. Also wir werden das heute üben und darauf fokussieren. Also eure Hausaufgaben, das ist hier Arbeitsbuch, Seite 169, Übung 1 und Podcast Script. So remember that, that's very, very important, right? Remember to do your podcast script, at least the rough draft, and get it to me by tomorrow, yeah, Friday. Okay, aber wie gesagt, wir werden jetzt gleich einfach anfangen. So what we saw yesterday were the personal pronouns, and actually I think because I split them up here, so that will probably make it a little bit easier. So these are the personal pronouns. So these are what we replace nouns with, like personal, like names and stuff like that. And again, we've seen nominative and we've seen accusative, right? We've seen ich, du, er, sie, es, wir, ihr, sie und sie. We've also seen mich, dich, ihn, sie, es, uns, auch, euch, sie und sie, right? Excuse me. But yesterday we saw for the first time the Dativ Personalpronomen, yeah? So mir, dir, ihm, ihr, ihm, uns, euch, ihnen und ihnen, right? So they basically function the same way that the other pronouns function, in that they replace names and we use them in place of, just like other nouns, basically. But like we saw yesterday, we use them in a different context than we use the accusative or the nominative, right? We use this when we're talking about, we use the nominative when we're talking about our subject, right? Subjekt, yeah? We use the accusative when we're talking about unser direktes Objekt, right? And we use the Dativ when we're talking about our indirectes Objekt, right? So, and we're going to practice some sentences that have all three of these in them so we can see really what the difference is, because I'm sure you guys have heard subject, direct object, indirect object, but you guys probably aren't necessarily sure what that even means in the first place. But yeah, so these are our indirect objects. These are all auf Google Slides, yeah? So if you guys actually want to open Google Slides while you're watching this video and go along with me, maybe that would be helpful for you. But okay, so we'll move on to our articles. And these are articles, that's how we say the, this, and which, right? So these are our definite articles, right? So we of course know der, die, das, und die, right? We've gone through those, and we know den, die, das, die, right? But now we've got dem, der, dem, und den. I don't know why that's so small, but yeah, we have dem, der, dem, und den, right? So, and then of course diesen und welchen, right? So, those right here. So, as you guys can see here, maybe it looks a little confusing on the list, I hope not, but we've got an er at the end of our masculine here, right? So we've got der, dieser, welcher, right? We've got an I at the end of here, right? At the end of die, diese, welcher. Ein S am Ende von das, ja? Das, dieses, welches. Und nochmal ein E am Ende von Plural, ja? Die, diese, welche, ja? Und deswegen ist das risi, ja? Das ist risi. Nominativ ist risi, ja? Also ich schreibe hier Nominativ ist risi. Und das ist risi, weil wir R-A-S-E haben, ja? So risi, ja? Risi. Und Akkusativ ist nisi, weil wir hier N am Ende haben. Den, diesen, welchen. Dann haben wir die, diese, welche, das, dieses, welches und die, diese, welche. Ja, also das ist Nisi. Und dann haben wir Merman, ja, Merman für Dativ, weil wir dem, diesem, welchem haben. Der, dieser, welcher haben, dem, diesem, welchem, nochmal, ja, die sind beide dem. Und dann haben wir für Plural den, ja, den, diesen, welchen. Und deswegen ist das Merman, ja. So, das sind unsere Artikel. Aber ganz kurz, wir sehen hier, dass ich hier Schwestern geschrieben habe, ja. So, Schwester, ja, Schwester, können wir das erinnern? Das ist Sister, right? Sister. Aber, und normalerweise, wenn wir Plural schreiben, ja, müssen wir nichts anderes machen, außer die anderen Regeln, die wir schon gelernt haben, ja. We don't have to do anything besides the rules that we've already learned for plural, right? But, when we have plural dative, we actually add an in to the end of our article as well. So it's not just an in at the end of our article, it's an in at the end of the noun that the article is in front of as well, right? And we'll see that in a little bit. I'll explain that a little bit more in detail, but I just wanted you guys to be aware of that. And then the last thing we'll look at today are the possessive adjectives and indefinite articles. So that's the, ein, right? A, kein, none, right? Not any. So we have Nominativ, mein, ein und kein. Ja, also wir gucken hier, die sind alle also sie haben alle dieselbe Endung. Ja, so mein, ein, kein, meinen, einen, keinen, meinem, einem, meinem. Also das soll keinen sein, ja. Keinem, Entschuldigung. So ja, meinem, einem, keinem. Ja, meine, eine, keine. Meine, eine, keine. Meiner, einer, keiner. Mein, ein, kein. Mein, ein, kein. Meinem, einem, keinem. Meine, keine. Meine, keine. Und meinen. Und das soll keinen sein, ja. So, meinen und keinen. Und nochmal, ja, wenn wir hier einen Nomen haben, wir werden immer einen Nomen haben, ja, aber das hat auch in am Ende, ja. And remember, of course, we can't have eine here, right, because that's plural, and a and plural can't go together. So, it's a lot of new information. There's a lot of new words, articles, possessive adjectives, and indefinite articles that we're using, right? But we are going to practice those really quick together. So, if you look at euer Bücher auf Seite 159, also das steht hier 159, gucken wir jetzt an und wir machen jetzt zusammen Übung 6, ja? Wir machen jetzt zusammen Übung 6. So, Übung 6 sieht so aus, ja? Warte mal. Und hier gibt auch eine Tabelle im Buch, ja, natürlich. Und das ist genau, was ich gemacht habe, ja. Aber wir gehen jetzt weiter. Und ich muss wahrscheinlich die Teacher-Content wegmachen. Nee, müsste ich nicht, weil das einfach nicht da ist. Okay, sweet. So, kind of a perfect sentence structure to practice all of this with is if you're gifting something to someone, right? Actually, let's open this one up. Is if you're gifting something to somebody. So, because that's going to have a subject and a direct object and a indirect object in it all at once, because we want to see, right? We want to see very clearly what the difference is between all of these. And I want you guys, after watching this, to understand very clearly what the difference is in all of these. So, here we've got, basically, we are Nico, right? Nico hat eine große Familie und viele Freunde, yeah? Good for Nico. He's got a big family and lots of friends. So, wem schenkt Nico was, right? So that means to whom gifts Nico what? So in this, we're trying to figure out what gifts we should give each person on his list, right? So we've got these sentences which say, right, what the people like to do, yeah, their interests, and then we've got here some gift ideas. And so we just kind of match these gift ideas to what these people like to do, right? And by doing that, when we create these sentences, we're going to see, like I said, we're going to see an example of a of a subject, we're going to see an example of a direct object, and we're going to see an example of an indirect object. So we're going to see examples of Nominativ, Akkusativ und Dativ, right? Okay, wir fangen jetzt an. So, ja, und unser Beispiel hier sehen wir, sein Onkel hört gern klassische Musik, ja? So, sein Onkel hört gern klassische Musik. Er schenkt seinem Onkel eine CD, yeah? Seinem Onkel eine CD. So, we've got here our subject, Nico. Er schenkt, our verb, right? Gifts, his uncle, a CD. So, in this case, er, das ist unser Subject, right? That's the person that's doing the gifting. He's who is doing the action, right? Who or what is doing the action? He is gifting. So, we've got our subject right there, done already. And then we have our verb. And then what we've got here is seinem Onkel, right? Now, we can look over this table and we can say, oh, mine. Okay, we know we need to look at the possessive adjectives. Mine, no, meinen, no, meinem. Oh, so seinem, right? So then we know it's Dativ, right? But without even looking at this table, we want to know what an indirect object is. So why is this an indirect object? Why is it Dativ, right? Well, let's think about this, right? He gifts his uncle eine CD, right? A CD. So he gives a gift, right, to his uncle. The gift being a CD, right? So, is anything happening to his uncle? Is he verbing his uncle? You could argue, yeah, he's giving him a gift. Right, he is giving him a gift. But the gift is the thing that he is literally like moving with his hand, right? He buys the gift, right? He wraps the gift up, and then he gives the gift to his uncle. The whole time, his uncle is just sitting there not doing anything, right? He's kind of like the lazy one in this sentence, which is kind of what our dative is. It's the lazy one. It's the one that doesn't do anything, right? And nothing really happens to except indirectly, right? Directly, the CD gets bought. He grabs it. He does all this stuff to it. He verbs on the CD, right? And then he gives the CD, right, to his uncle. The whole time his uncle's just sitting there. So that is why his uncle is the indirect object and the CD is the direct object, right? So the person getting the gift, the person that we're doing something with or like for or giving something to, right? That's our indirect object. The thing we're giving, the thing we're doing, right? The activity we're doing, that is all our direct object, right? Okay, so we'll practice this a couple times more. And we see here there's like two forms, and there's actually more, but there's two forms here, right, that we can write it, right? We can either say he gifts his uncle a CD, or he gifts him a CD, right? So in this case, we've got the ihm, which is our personal pronoun, in the dative for him, right? Because his uncle is masculine. Okay, so let's keep on going. Wir machen jetzt Nummer 1 zusammen. Nummer 1 zusammen. So we have here, seine Oma reist oft nach Hawaii. Yeah? Probably didn't need to write that sentence, but whatever. So seine Oma reist oft nach Hawaii, right? His grandma travels often to Hawaii. So we want to find something that someone who likes to travel to Hawaii, something they would like, right? So, wir haben ein Aquarium mit 2 Goldfischen. Yeah, so you can call, like we call aquariums, like when you go to the Omaha Zoo and you look at the sharks and they're like swimming around in an aquarium. Here we have a fishbowl and we're calling it an aquarium, right? You can do that. So in German, right, it would be ein Aquarium is a fishbowl mit 2 Goldfischen, right? So, is that something we want to gift to someone that goes to Hawaii? I mean, no, that doesn't make a ton of sense. Dann haben wir das Handy, right? So we've got a cell phone. Yes, that would be a nice gift, but again, not super relevant. We have, there's definitely, some gifts here are worth more than others. As we can see, we've got 2 goldfish and we've got then a cell phone and then a t-shirt, right? Das T-Shirt. So das T-Shirt, vielleicht nicht, ja. Die Sonnenbrille, vielleicht doch, ja. Die Sonnenbrille, ja. So Hawaii ist sonnig, ja. So, wir können das sagen. Mal gucken. So, der Kaffeebecher. Nee, wahrscheinlich nicht. Der Reiseführer, Travel Guide, vielleicht doch, ja. Die Inline Skates, nein. Der Rucksack, ja, man könnte damit reisen, oder der Hut, ja, wenn es sonnig ist, yeah, if it's sunny. So there's an argument for a few of these, but since this one has to do with travel, I think, like specifically with travel, I think this is one we'll pick, right? And it's a grandma. Grandmas are the only ones who still read travel guides. Am I right? Okay. So, wir haben den Reiseführer, yeah? So, we want to write this using Dativ. We want to just write the sentence saying he gifts, right? So schenken are I'll go ahead and delete that. So schenken is to gift, right? To gift someone something, right? So he is gifting his grandma den Reiseführer, right? So first we need our subject, right? And our subject is the person that's doing the verb, which in this case is Nico, right? So right? So Nico is masculine. We could also just write Nico, right? But we'll write so we know, because that shows us like it's a personal pronoun. And here, let's give it the same color that our nominative section has up here, right? So and then we need our verb, right? Schenkt. Okay. So this much we have done before, right? This much we have done before. Now we get to the new part, which is our indirect object, right? Now, normally, you'll see it like you see it here, right? You'll have your your nominative, your subject, right? You'll have your verb, and then you'll have your indirect object, and then your direct object, right? Now, again, sentence structure in German is fluid. We could start with seinem Onkel schenkt eine CD, right? So we could move ihm schenkt eine CD, right? We could move that around. Eine CD schenkt ihm. Können wir machen. Eine CD schenkt seinem Onkel, yeah? But for this first part, we'll just kind of do it subject, verb, and then indirect object and direct object, right? So our indirect object, we've got two things. We've got seine Oma. Whoop. Alter, ich hasse es. Okay, seine Oma und der Reiseführer. Yeah, der Reiseführer. So those are our two objects. Now, he's buying the gift for his grandma, right? He's going to give the gift to his grandma. So what did I just say? If we're doing something for someone, or we're doing something to someone, giving something to someone, right? Then they are our indirect object, right? So in this case, the person we're getting the gift for is, right, our grandma, right? And this his grandma, right? So let's look here. So we know that this is an indirect object. Now we want to know. So is his grandma? So we're in Dativ, right? We're in Dativ because we know it's an indirect object, right? Figured that much out. So we have here masculine, feminine, neuter, and plural, right? Okay, so it's his grandma, seine Oma. So we know that it's not plural, right? It's one grandma. Grandma, is your grandma he, she, or it? Definitely not an it, right? Not a he, she, right? So with feminine, what's our ending? Er, yeah? So seiner, schenkt seiner Oma, right? So he gifts his grandma. We'll have it be the same color as the Dativ right there, so we can clearly see it. Schenkt seiner Oma, and then what does he give her? Der Reiseführer, right? So this is the thing we're giving, the thing we're buying, we're packaging, and we're giving to someone, right? So that is Accusative, right? So schenkt seiner Oma, and then we've got this in the Accusative. We've got the direct object here. So direct object Accusative, and it's der, right? So der, den, yeah? Den Reiseführer, right? And we'll change this to our accusative color here, red. And I kind of picked these colors on purpose, right? So, like we have the golden, right, subject, right? It's the thing, the most important thing, right? We need a subject for a sentence, right? We can't have a sentence without a subject. And then we've got kind of the blue, the calmer, yeah, the the thing that's just having stuff happen to it, right? It's not being acted upon directly, it's indirect, right? Indirectly, things are happening to it. It's not being thrown, it's not being bought, it's being bought for, it's being thrown to, right? So, yeah, we've got schenkt seine Oma, and then we have der Rote, yeah, den Reiseführer, right? Because it's active, yeah, it's active. It's the thing being bought, it's the thing being thrown, right? Okay, so let's practice another one here. So we've got sein Bruder ist sportlich. Sein Bruder ist sportlich. So his brother is sporty. So if his brother is sporty, what do we think? We've got the goldfish, das Handy, das T-Shirt, die Sonnenbrille, der Kaffeebecher, der Reiseführer, das haben wir schon, ja, gekauft. Die Inline-Skates, ja, der Rucksack, der Hut. Ich würde sagen, auf jeden Fall die Inline-Skates, gell? Ja, also das ist das Einzige hier, was ein Sport ist, ja. So, sein sportlicher Bruder bekommt die Inline-Skates, ja, die Inline-Skates. So, nochmal, ja. Wir haben, also Nico, ja, er schenkt, ja, also he gifts, and then who, this time, the indirect object, the person he's getting the gift for, right? Sein Bruder. So, wir gucken hier, wir sehen, okay, sein Bruder ist das Maskulin, Feminin, Neuter, Plural. Das ist, ja, maskulin natürlich, ja. So, er schenkt seinem Bruder, und dann haben wir die Inline-Skates, also die sind dann Plural, ja. Und die sind Akkusativ, so einfach die Inline Skates. Ja? Also, und dann nochmal, wir machen das Gold und wir machen das hier blau. Ja? Und, also ich glaube, ich kann das gleich hier machen, gell? Oder? Ja, kann ich, geil. Okay. Gut. Also, before wir jetzt weitergehen, before we go on, and maybe you've already seen it here, right? Like I said before, we've got two ways that we can write this, right? So, bis jetzt haben wir nur, ja, die eine Methode hier benutzt, ja, aber wir können ja unser Personalpronomen verwenden, gell? Also das heißt, anstatt seiner Oma können wir her sagen, ja, das sagen wir auch auf Englisch auch, gell? Also wir müssen nicht immer sagen, I buy my grandma the travel guide, right? He buys his grandma the travel guide. Maybe we already know we're talking about his grandma. So we're not going to say his grandma every time. Eventually, we're just going to say her, right? He gifts her the travel guide, right? So again, these are the personal pronomen that we saw yesterday. So we look through here, we can see, hier sind unsere Pronomen, wir haben Nominativ, wir haben Akkusativ, aber wir wollen Dativ verwenden, gell? Also das heißt mir, dir, so mir, dir und dann ihm, ja? So das ist er, sie, es, er, ihn, ihm, die sind alle maskulin, gell? Die sind alle maskulin, alle männlich, ja? Dann haben wir sie, sie und ihr, ja? Also jetzt haben wir feminin, ja? Also das ist jetzt he, she, it, ja? So we're talking about her, he, she, it, and then in accusative, him, her, it, right? Und dann in Dativ ist das auch him, her, it, ja? Ihm, ihr, ihm. Also, wir wollen ihr, ja? Er, also das kann ich später machen. Er schenkt ihr den Reiseführer, ja? Er schenkt ihr den Reiseführer. Also, was wir hier machen könnten, theoretisch, ja? Also, wir können uns jetzt vorstellen, dass wir schon wissen, dass wir von meiner Oma und auch vom Reiseführer sprechen, yeah? So we could just imagine that we already know that I was talking about my grandma, and we already know that I'm talking about the travel guide, right? Like, say we're in a store, and we both know that I'm shopping for my grandma, and I see here like this travel guide. I'm like, oh, that's perfect, right? So you could like say, oh, you'll buy her that, yeah, you'll buy her that, and in that case, we've completely gotten rid of the like all of the regular nouns. We're just using personal pronouns, right? So in that case, we could say, schenkt ihr ihn, right? So why ihn and not es? Why ihn and not es? Yeah, because we've got because ihn is, so der Reiseführer is masculine, right? So that means we are going to use ihn. We're going to use the because genders still apply to those inanimate objects, right? So we can also do that, right, here with the inline skates, right? We could change schenkt seinem Bruder die Inline Skates to schenkt ihm, ja, die Inline Skates, oder schenkt ihm sie, ja, schenkt ihm sie, oder die, yeah. And this is a case where you'd often have people, just like in spoken German, you'd have people probably switch out sie for like die, right? In this case, because they're talking about like those, right? He gifts him those, which in this case would be die inline skates, right? Okay, let's practice another one. Yeah, so sein Vetter Kevin findet Fische interessant. Okay, so findet Fische interessant. Ach, guck mal, wir haben hier 2 Fische, ja? Das ist perfekt, ja? So, wir können jetzt sagen, Nico, ja? Jetzt stellen wir vor, wir sind nicht Nico, wir sind jetzt Nikita, ja? Wir sind jetzt Nikita, ja? So now we're female, ja? So wir sagen, aber das bleibt so, sowieso, ja? Sie, ja? Schenkt, right? So instead of he gifts, we've got she gifts. Sie schenkt, und das ist unser Vetter Kevin. So Kevin, das ist männlich, ja? So männlich. Und wir sagen jetzt, ja, Dativ, so we want to say her cousin, yeah? So her cousin would just be ihrem, yeah? Ihrem Vetter. Ein Aquarium mit 2 Goldfischen, ja? Mit 2 Goldfischen. So. Ja, nochmal, das ist unser Subjekt, her, right? She gifts her male cousin, ja, ihrem Vetter ein Aquarium mit 2 Goldfischen, ja, ein Aquarium mit 2 Goldfischen, und das alles zusammen ist ein direktes Objekt, right? That's the thing we're buying, that's the thing we're gifting. Okay. So I will let you guys kind of work on the rest on your own if you'd like to. That's pretty much what the homework is using those personal pronouns, which we saw here a little bit, and then kind of being able to identify the difference between nominative, dative, and accusative. And that's really what I wanted to do with this lesson today, was just make sure that you guys know this is nominative, this is the subject, this is who or what the sentence is about, right? So let's just write that down, yeah. So, Nominativ. Alter, ich hasse es. Egal. Nominativ, ja. Who or what the sentence is about, right? Dann haben wir Dativ, ja, Dativ sagen wir, ja. To or for whom something is done. Right, and you have to be careful with this, like, to whom something is done, because if I like hit you, right, that'd be like, what did I do to you? I hit you, right? And in that case, you would be accusative, right? Because I'm hitting you, I'm acting upon you, right? But if I give something to you, then in that case, you would be the indirect object, because I'm giving you something, right? You're just standing there, I don't actually act upon you. So you should be careful there. And maybe I should word that a little bit differently. I mean, I think actually I'll just get rid of the to, and I'll keep it with the for, because if I give something to you, I'm doing something for you, right? If I give something to you, I'm doing something for you. So that's for or what, excuse me, for whom or for what, yeah, something is done. And then you've got the accusative, right, which is the thing or person that is acted upon, right? So, and I kind of, that's why I like to use, and I think it's good that they use this structure with like the giving gifts here, because I think that hopefully gives you a clear picture, right? We have the person who's giving the gift, right? The subject, right? We have the gift that's being given, which is our direct object because it's being bought, it's being packaged, it's being given. And then we have the person who's receiving the gift, who's just an indirect object, who's not doing anything, not being active, right? They're being given something and nothing's really happening directly to them, right? So hopefully that, I know that can trip people up. And then obviously, because, you know, we've got this, like all these new words here, you definitely want to go back and make sure you practice these, know the endings. Remember that Risi, Nisi, Merman, that's super helpful. That's something that I used for a really long time to help me remember all the different endings. So, and that applies even to like these indefinite articles, excuse me. Because you've still got the endings, not in the nominative, right? There's no er here, which is why we don't have a risi, right? But here there's a kind of a nisi here. But again, excuse me, these endings they're almost the exact same as they are right up here with the definite articles. There's some differences, but just remembering that risi, nisi, merman can be really helpful. Okay, so again, I know that's a lot of information. If you have any questions, let me know. We're going to do a Zoom session tomorrow to hopefully clear up any confusion. And remember to do your podcast script. Und ja, alles klar. Bis dann. Tschüss.